Hey everyone, and welcome back to Nene's Nail Nook. My name is Janae, and this is my channel. I'm feeling thankful, grateful, and blessed for another opportunity to work with Born Pretty, and I want to thank them so much for sending me this set of gel polishes. So, of course, this is the box that they come in. I opened the box, and there was nothing in there. And I was like, what is going on? No, I'm just playing. I already opened the box. So there was 6 colors in the box, obviously, but I swatched them off camera. So I'm going to show you what they look like in the bottle, and then we'll go from there. So they all start with BP, of course, for Born Pretty, and then the WC, I'd imagine, is for winter collection because this is their fall and winter collection, and it is very gorgeous. So this is like a transparent, like burgundy color. This WC01. You might need to do a few coats to get a more opaque color. This is the exact same color, but it has this really fine glitter in it, which is really hard to pick up on camera, as you can see. I tried to get it as best as I could, but you can see it a little better on the swatch stick. Very, very, very pretty. I don't even like red, but I do like burgundy, and even though it's more on the red side, still love that color. This WC03 kind of reminds me of a squash. It's not quite like a pumpkin orange, but it has more of an orange hue than a yellow hue, and is so beautiful. I love that color. This WC04, again, it's like a honey mustard yellow. It's really, really pretty. I absolutely love this color. So I obviously did not pan and zoom in on this color fully when I edited the video originally, and I'm not about to fix it. So enjoy that little pan and zoom action. This is WC05, so this is like your olive green. It's very, very, very pretty as well. I loved all of these colors. This entire set was so me. Like, I'm a fall person, everything. I just love this season, and I love this weather and the cold weather. I guess I'm a little bit weird, but and then there's WC06, and this is a very, very pretty dark green, like your evergreen, your pine green. Like, it's just really, really gorgeous, like Christmas tree vibes all the way. Absolutely love this color as well. And so yes, thank you again to Born Pretty for allowing me to review this set and these gel polishes. They're just absolutely beautiful. And then here coming up, you can see all of the colors together, and they really accent and complement each other and all go together. So I just absolutely love them. So I did open up a couple of other things that I got off Amazon. I do have a little haul coming up soon, like I've mentioned in my last video. But for this video, I'm only opening a couple of things that I recently got. So the first thing was this, the little flashlight, the UV LED flashlight. Now, my little stamper thing, like, kept falling off of the flashlight, and I was getting super frustrated because you really have to move this thing very carefully and slowly in order for it to stay on there, and it just kept falling off. But I saw these sequins, or like these little Christmas glitters or confetti, more or less, because they do have like the bigger pieces in them, and I was like, I have to get one of those. Like, I was trying not to, and for some reason last year, like when it was really trendy, I was just like, I don't really use those a lot. But then I saw these, and these like just completely inspired me for a lot of holiday sets and things like that. And I was like, these sequins would go perfect with some, like, with these polishes, right? And so that's why I also did a bonus set today. So stay tuned for that. At the end, I do show you what the bonus set looks like. I don't show you the process for that one, but I do show you what it looks like, and they turned out very pretty. So when I first put it on here, I just kept wiggling this light around, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to mess up all of my sequins. But I still ended up looking very cute, and they didn't move very much. I did speed up the portion of me holding it on there, but it is just so pretty. Like, this turned out so cute. It's just like, even on a shorty, right? Like, even on a short nail. And as you can see, nothing is moving here, and I'll show you a little side view action. Nothing is sticking up, so yeah, that little LED light does come in handy if you can get everything to stay in place with it. So really, really like that. Pretty nifty tool if you can get the stamper, the clear stamper, to stay on the LED light. So these are the nail tips that I will be using today, right? So actually, well, not these ones. I'll be using the XXL square ones, but I am trying to rebrand my business, my press-on business, and I want everything to be consistent. So I want to be able to successfully purchase things where if a client says, okay, my sizes are 0, 1, 5, 2, then it doesn't matter what shape that I use. A 0, 1, 5, 2 will fit their fingers regardless of the shape that I'm using. And so I paid $12.99 for a box, each box of these tips. And I'm not really satisfied, to be honest. There are a couple things about them, like you can see, like, as I open up the box, it's basically almost looks empty, and I've never even used any of them. So I wasn't very happy about that because you only get 120 pieces for $13. But I can go purchase like my go-to, which is BT Art Box full cover tips, and pay maybe a couple dollars more, but I can get like 500 or 600 tips. I did one set using the XXL square that you'll see here in a minute. Now when you compare the coffin, the long coffin XXL, huge difference. But when you compare the square and the XXL square, the long square and XXL, then there's not a very big difference. And so things about consistency, and also like I did end up going with these XXL square, but at the same time I have to file around the cuticle, right, to make them fit or make them more round around the cuticle, because all of them have like basically a square shape around the cuticle, and I'm not a fan of that. A lot of the other brands that I bought, like my XXL coffin that I have now, when I first started up my business, where they just come naturally, like they're more rounded to my cuticles, and you'll see that here at the end of the video because those are the ones that I used for the second set. But yeah, I just these tips are just I am going to use them, right? Because I definitely am not letting these go to waste, but there were just a couple things about them that I didn't prefer, and that's fine. It's just my personal preference. But so yeah, it's a little bit too much extra work because as you can see, as I prep, and I left my prep process in and how I prep my press-ons today, I do a lot of work and I go through a lot of things to make sure that they are quality and that everything sticks and stays and is a great quality. So I probably won't be buying this brand of nail tips again, at least for my press-on business, but I will be using them, like I mentioned, because I don't like to waste money. So now I'm going in with my base coat. So after I buff the nails, I actually also wipe them off with an alcohol lint-free wipe because I don't want any of the dust on top of the nail, of course, after I brush them off, getting into my base coat or my gel paint, because then it makes the gel paint look bumpy when it shouldn't be. And that was the whole point, buffing the nail. And part of buffing the nail is to just smooth it out or make sure that it stays smooth while you're trying to rough up the surface and remove the shiny layers so the base coat will stick a little bit better. So I do have the base coat and the top coat system from Born Pretty already. Like I mentioned, I've loved their products for a really long time, so I really love working with them because I love them even before I started doing PR for them. So I have a lot of their items, and they were one of the first companies of products that I purchased from. So shout out to them again. So now I'm going in with actually a different set of their polishes. So these are their red jelly nude set. And I really love this color because I'm doing sweater nails, so I wanted like a darker background. And I really like the color Miss Cocoa. And then I was like, well, then I saw this like bean red or this jelly red JR05 in my jelly red collection. So I was like, let's just go with this. Like, it's so beautiful, and I'm going to matte top coat it anyway, which just brings out the color a little bit more and makes it a little bit darker. So I only did 2 coats of this, and it just looks really, really pretty. So at this point, I have laid all the colors out on my palette because I am going to be doing each color like I'll do each nail. I would alternate between each quote unquote hand or set of nails to do the same color before I would switch and clean my brush off and all that good stuff, because that just made sense to me. So so here I'm going in. So originally I did have inspiration for this set that I will flash up here. It was actually, I actually think it might have come from Facebook. I'm not looking at the picture right now, but I love, like, I see Instagram reels or Facebook reels like all the time. I'm always on Facebook and I see the reels and I get a lot of inspiration from there lately. But I decided to go with like the offset Frenchies. Oh gosh, those are like my favorite things. I love, you know, geometric shapes and geometric designs and like gorgeous line work and, you know, like things like that, like things that make things look like 2D, 3D, like even though they're just like the last set that I did with my nail sister Lena, like the pop art, things like that. So I'm just obsessed with things like neat, clean, all of that. So anyway, I'll digress about that, but there are like these, I don't know, they just turned out really gorgeous. So I start by going in and I make the line down the middle where I want my taller part of the French to start. So I figured the set was about these colors, right? So I was like, let's go ahead and make this the taller part instead of this like oatmeal white that you'll see that I use in a little bit. Another gorgeous color, but we'll talk about that when I get there. And this is, yeah, like I just absolutely love all of these colors. So I go in with I make the lines and then I paint the rest on with the brush. And once I have everything painted on with the brush and I tidy up the lines and I like the way that that's looking, I did go in with the second coat. And like I mentioned, these just look so, so beautiful. So this next color is from yet another Born Pretty collection. I don't know what these letters like stand for in the front of the collection. Like this one is LH. This was in a nail haul video that I did quite a few videos back. It was just a really small Amazon nail haul. And like I mentioned, this color reminds me of oatmeal or like almond white, or like it's just like this really, really pretty off-white, and I don't even know how to explain it. It's just really, really pretty, like almond milk, like, I don't know. But I was like, I didn't want to do just a normal white. I felt like that would be too bright and it would contrast too much, and we're doing sweater nails. And so I wanted those warm, cozy, you know, feeling vibes that went along with this entire set of gel polishes. So, yeah, that's why I went with this white, and it's just super pretty. And check this out. So I do this in slow-mo because this line turned out absolutely delicious. Like, it's just one swoop and I get the whole French in. It's just clean. Woo! She came out super clean. I'm so proud of myself. Oh my gosh. Like, that made it really easy. So the longer brush that you use when you're doing a French like that, like this, the easier it is, actually. I thought it would be more difficult, but I watch Nails Slayed by Val all the time, and she always recommends using a long brush when you're doing Frenches. And I can totally see why now. It's actually like once the brush is broken in and you've had product on it and it starts to, like, you know, bend and move and become flexible with the product, boy, it is so easy to do your Frenchies. So here's what all the colors are looking like when they are completed and done, and they turned out absolutely gorgeous. Like, oh man. So you see me go in with a lint-free wipe and some alcohol and wiping off all the residual or tacky layer because I'm getting ready to matte top coat this set, right? Because we're going to be doing some nail art here soon. And I actually have never successfully done a sweater nail art because I would do the nail art and then I would get defeated because I didn't think it would look good enough after I put the what do you call that? The acrylic on. So I'm like, okay, that line's crooked or that line doesn't look good enough and I don't know what I'm going to do. And so I would just end up not doing the set. So I was just going to go like really basic, right? I'm just going to do the 2 lines. I'm going to connect them with an S and then, just do that design. And I was like, I'm going to do something different. I just wanted it to look different. That's all. Nothing wrong with that. I love that design. And actually one of my favorite press-on sets that I did last year had that design in it with just regular gel polish. Turned out super cute. But moving on now. So, I just decided I wanted more, like, I didn't want like an S pattern. I wanted more of like a not a cardigan pattern, like what do you want to call that? I can't think of it now. Like a cable knit sweater, right? Like more of that kind of pattern. I don't think I was really successful at that either, but the pattern that it came out to be ended up looking really, really cute. And I did a little extra design on the thumbnail, and I decided that that might be a little bit too much for the smaller nails. So I was like, I'm just going to streamline it and do this pattern on all of them. And then I just did a little bit of extra on the thumbnail. I did a lot of extra on the thumbnail. You'll see that here in a little bit too. But yeah, so after I get the design done, you're going to see a little bit more of these clean line work coming up. So I'm really sorry that this is a little grainy right now. My camera kept going in and out and getting confused as I was moving my hand and trying to get my gel polish on the dotting tool. So my dotting tool, I found this the easiest to do the pattern with, right? I could have used a brush, but yeah. And yeah, sometimes the dotting tool can leave a little line down the center. You just got to add a little bit more product to the dotting tool, and then here comes those clean lines. Here we get quiet real quick. Oh man, I love these clean lines. Like, I just cannot express how much I love watching people do detailed work with like perfection. And this is just so satisfying to me, even to watch my own work back. And that's not to like toot my own horn or sound, but when you do line work with nails, you have to be very confident, right? You have to know where you're putting your brush. You have to know, like, okay, I'm going to put this line here and then I'm just going to go for it. Like, it is something that does require some skill, but a lot of confidence as well. Even when, like, in my last video, when I was doing the pop art nails and I was doing the dots and everything, like, you have to be very precise with it. You have to say, this is where I'm going to put my little tool and this is where I'm going to end. Like, you can't question it. You just got to do it. You just got to go for it. Just keep it simple and go for it. So this is how I ended up finishing out the design on all the nails, as well as I just did the one line down the middle, another line on the side of the little cable knit design, and then these little dashes on the side. These are pretty basic again. I wasn't going for that, but I just felt like these look cute to finish this out. There wasn't a lot of room on the side, so it is what it is. The other thing about these nails, ironically, I just had some Born Pretty acrylic that I bought when I first started doing nails at home, that I literally just had this stuff sitting around in a drawer. So I pulled it out, I pulled the clear out, and so I literally did this set from start to finish with Born Pretty products, except for the nail tips. I do have Born Pretty tips that came with the Gel X kit, the dupe kit, but I haven't like actually purchased their tips yet, and actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'll probably go check those out on Amazon. But yeah, everything is, like I mentioned, I really love the way that these are looking. Of course, after I got all the acrylic on here, I cured it in the lamp for 60 seconds. And that's the other thing that's difficult about sweater nails, is you have to do the entire design all in one. And then you got to make sure you get enough acrylic on there to, after it soaks in and absorbs it, so you don't have any like dark spots. You can definitely tell in the gel polish if you have spots that need more acrylic, because they don't look frosty, like that frosty white. So yeah, but for the most part, like, oh my gosh, look at these, I just absolutely loved this set. And don't make fun of my middle nail, okay? I still have product on some of my nails, so they're not really like flush with my cuticle and things like that. Somebody made fun of me for that on Facebook. Like, a friend shared my post and was like, she's like, is that the new look now? Is this the trend? I'm like, oh my gosh. Wow. People are so rude when they don't know. They don't know. It's fine. But yeah, but if you do know, you know that this set is fire. So yeah, like I'm just digging this, you guys. I am so proud of myself for successfully completing this set because sweater nails hold a very special place in my heart. This is my season, so I figured I would shine while I am happy. And so you can see the little heart design that I did on the thumbnail, and added my, my little touch. I had to add my little bling, and this is what all the colors look like matte. So stay tuned for the bonus set coming up because I'm telling you, it is so, so beautiful. And of course, I added my own little touch to that as well. Look how cute it is, you guys. Oh my gosh. By the way, if you try this, do an ombre with glitter gel polish and a sponge. Just try it. Just see what happens with the glitter. I'm telling you, it comes out a whole different color, in a very gorgeous color. And that's exactly what I did with these in that red. And it made it like a super bright red glitter. So thank you all for being the best part of my channel and for tuning in to this video. I know it was a long one, but thank you so much for hanging in with me. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.